What we must understand when we talk about purpose is that purpose is not always revealed right away. In fact, there are many of us who will live the majority of our life still trying to find our purpose. It is often because the timing of God is not like the timing of man. And there are seasons in our life where God wants to develop us. He wants to give us strategy. He wants to give us ideas. He wants to give us innovation. And so much of our life is spent understanding who we are and what we've been called to do. But although we are just beginning to understand what we've been called to, the fact is that God already had a purpose for us from the time that we were born. It's just like he said to Jeremiah that before I even formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you, and not just knew you, but I called you and I ordained you, which means that from the time that we are born, there is a purpose on our life. Even though he saw my breakdowns and even though he saw my failures, he understood that even in all of that, I still called you for such a time as this. I want to thank him, yes, Lord, that he has preserved me for a purpose, that even when I didn't understand who I was, and even when others turned their back on me, and even when things got haywire and got crazy, God still said, I'm going to keep you. And now unto him who keeps my mind in perfect peace. Somebody say, I'm preserved for a purpose. God is preserving us to show us that even in the midst of turmoil and even in the midst of our experiences, there is a greater power that is keeping us. He preserves us for such a time that we are called for. And I want to tell you, whether you know it or not, I don't care whether you have a title, don't have a title, have a license, don't have a license, you have been called for a specific time and a specific season. There are literally people around the world who will be impacted by what God has put in you. You may never put a mic in your hand. You may not stand behind a podium. You may not record a video, but I want to tell you something, that your life is a living testimony and a living epistle. And if God was to let you die in what you went through, it would not let the world see that he is able to restore and keep. I want to tell you that the reason that God keeps on bringing you back and keeps on restoring you and keeps on reviving you is because there's somebody that needs to watch you and say, I was once there, and if he did it for her, he'll do it for me. If he did it for him, he'll do it for me. I want to just take a moment, somebody shout and say, thank God for preserving me.